Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Mel from Southside Boy Style. Today is a little bit of a different scenery. As you can see, I'm in a different location, and I figured I'd pick this location to have a discussion about electric vehicles. Now, it's a bit of a windy day here. I have the mic on, I have the windshield, on, and hopefully this audio will be half decent. A lot of people have been asking me about electric vehicles and should they buy one, and what's the cost of operating it, and what about remote locations, how are you going to charge the batteries, how do you set your home up for charging the batteries. This is my take on it, being that I am from Newfoundland, Canada, and I live in a remote area. Anything around me is 1 hour away. But I'm still going to give you pros and cons of electric vehicles. I'm going to start with the pros of the electric vehicle, and I guess one pro of the electric vehicle is smog. If you're living in a big, large city area where traffic is cluttered like this and people are everywhere and there's motorcycles and all kinds of gasoline engines, cars all over the place, yes, an electric vehicle is a big benefit. But the way I see an electric vehicle is most of the components that make an electric vehicle and create these batteries still all come from fossil fuels. It still all comes from, manufacturers that are putting carbon in the air, still leaving a carbon footprint. But I get it. You have to build it. I think the electric vehicle is a very, very good, wise decision. But I just feel that, like, in our society today, because there's still a lot of remote areas, remote locations, it's not actually feasible or beneficial for certain people. For some in major cities, yes, there's lots of stations where you can charge it up, charging stations in major cities. But in these local areas, well, where am I going to plug my e-car into? Where do I plug it in? Is there a port here? Is there a port there? I don't have anywhere. There's no stations where I live for e-vehicles. No, not around me. In hours and hours of driving, I wouldn't be able to plug into a charging station. So for me, in this remote area in Newfoundland, Canada, an electric vehicle wouldn't be beneficial. Now, here's another side. Talk about police services and emergency services, taxi services. Well, I mean, again, I guess if you have some kind of a charging routine, maybe, but what about these nighttime operation, bad weather operation, more juice is being needed for the e-vehicle. It's not going to last as long. I just don't see how right now the technology is right there in the actual batteries of the vehicles are going to make it work. I just don't see it. I'm all for a clean earth. I'm all for benefiting the planet. And I would like to get away from smog as much as possible, smoke, whatever. But we're in this day and age yet, I don't think we're actually ready for the electric vehicle. Not as much as what some people might say. Again, the big cities, maybe, possibly, yes, but remote areas, which, there's more remote locations than what there is major cities. So, I mean, there's a large percentage of people that add electric cars just aren't getting anywhere, just not getting the miles enough to even do it. We're very, very dependent on fuel, very, very dependent on gas. And I still think it's going to be that way for a long, long time. I don't see that changing in the future very soon. We're still, largely dependent on fuel. Now, you have hybrid vehicles, which, possibly is a better solution where it's half fuel, half electric, you know, that could be beneficial. You're charging the battery as you drive it. When it stops, it shuts the engine off and it runs on battery power. That's probably a beneficial thing. But then you got to look at the cost of running this. What if it breaks down? What if it causes problems? The prices of batteries are ludicrous. I'll see if I can't find some prices and put it up there for you. The maintenance is astronomical. To keep the e-vehicle going, electric vehicle, or whatever you want to call it going, it's a lot of money. And with the way the economy is in the world right now, and tariffs and everything else, well, I don't see how it's beneficial right now at this point to buy an e-vehicle. And for me, I'll never own one. I'll never have one. Look at where I live. I'll give you a little circle around. Where I live, this is basically it, right? Remote location. Population of my town is less than 1,000 people. It's probably why I picked this location to come here today to show you guys. Look, see, there's my gas vehicle right there. Now, it's a little 4-cylinder, 6-speed, standard, very cheap on fuel, so I guess I'm trying to do my part on the major. It's not a big V8, but this is where I live. This is what it's like. Now there's many vehicles that you can buy that are cheaper on fuel, vehicles that has that little button for econo and save fuel and all that. I mean, that's kind of a little bit doing a part of something. There's a lot of vehicles out there that burn barely any fuel, especially the hybrid ones. Again, come back to the hybrid one. Maybe the hybrids are the best ones to choose, right? Because, you know, you're not coming home after a 2 or 3 hour drive and have to plug it in for 8-10 hours. You put that fuel pump nozzle in, it only takes a couple of minutes and you got a full tank of gas. You're good for another, everybody's going to complain on this, 6 to 8 to 1,000 kilometers. I don't know, whatever it is you have, right? But it's very easy and quick and efficient to fill the car up with fuel rather than come home after a 3 or 4 hour drive in the nighttime and it's raining and using all that energy and plug it in for 8 or 10 hours. Or fine, you might say 3 or 4 hours. It's the way it is. But you guys, I mean, you guys let me know what you think. What do you think about electric vehicles, hybrid vehicles, gas vehicles? Let's come up with some solutions here and leave it in the comments. Let's tell people what's a good way to go here. I'm starting to think hybrid, maybe hybrid vehicles, not full battery. I don't think full battery is the best choice to go here, but you guys leave it down in the comments. Give me your ideas. Tell me some stories. Maybe some of you own electric vehicles. Tell me your stories. Do you live in remote locations? And then you could say, yes, but you could put the outlets in your homes. Well, I'm here to tell you I can't do that in my home. I'm not equipped to charge an electric vehicle. And nobody else I know, thousands and thousands of people in just my little area on this planet can do that. But you guys leave it in the comments and let me know what you think about electric vehicles. Me, I'd love to own one, but for me it wouldn't be beneficial. It just wouldn't do it. I drive for hours and hours and hours a day. I have to because I live in a remote location. For me to go to Walmart, it's over an hour drive. For me to go to a Canadian Tire, I live in Canada, right? So Canadian Tire, it's over an hour drive. If I want to go to McDonald's or anything, fast food, anything, it's over an hour drive. I have groceries, over an hour. So for me, it wouldn't be beneficial. It would be constantly on charge and I just wouldn't be getting nowhere. I wouldn't be getting things done. And then my business is all about the auto industry because I own a taxi company. So how would I get away with an electric vehicle? You guys, leave it in the comments. Let me know what you think. Give me your opinions. I love reading comments. I answer every comment. If you guys were to go through my channel, you'll see I answer every comment as best as I can. I'd say I answer 99.2% of comments. And I'd love to read the comments on this, because this is a hot topic. This is what a lot of people are talking about. And a lot of people, you know, want to leave their clean carbon footprint on this planet. And I'm one of them. But unfortunately, I'm not in a situation where I can do that. And I'm like a lot of other people on this planet that also can't do that as well. To the people that can buy the electric vehicles and use the electric vehicles, good for you. You live in the areas. I'm proud for you. I'm actually proud for you. You live in the areas where you can use and utilize an electric vehicle. That works perfect for you, and I'm glad of that. Maybe that percentage is helping this planet a little bit, because right now we need some help on this planet when it comes to the environment. So guys, like I said, it's a bit of a different video today, and I just want to say, if you want to leave comments about my white hairy legs here, well, go ahead. Maybe it should be illegal for me to wear shorts. I don't know, guys. But anyway, Southside Boy Style is out, and I'll see you on the next one, and everybody take care. See you later.